Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and we got a bit of a double feature for this one because we not only have two deck lists, but we also have gameplay for both with voiceover sped up so they're easy to watch and everything. So I hope you guys really appreciate that. If you do, definitely leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That'd mean a lot to me. And also, neither of these leaders are the Bardock leader, just because I couldn't get Twitch chat to, they wanted this leader, or I wanted this leader, I'm going to be honest, but they wanted Vegito for the second one I made for the night. So if you guys want that leader, definitely send a like. If we get to 100, if we get to 100 likes, then we'll make a Bardock's crew leader as well, and it'll probably be crazier because a lot of that kind of has blue yellow, especially like this 4-drop one. This card's really nuts if you leave it on the board for too long, because you get to keep drawing two cards at the end of every turn. And so I feel like that's pretty powerful in itself. So hopefully we'll get to that and we'll make a cool deck list with it. But let's focus on these two. And they're both kind of similar. Like I think like the main core of both these decks are very similar, but with different playstyles for both. So starting with the Soul Striker one, if you don't know what this card does, pretty much it untaps or draws cards. So whenever it swings, you can either draw one card or untap a mono blue energy. And then if your life's at 4 or less, or you have a unison with 3 specific cost, you can untap or just draw 2 cards. And on the Awaken side, you just swing, and then you get to draw 1 and untap 2 blue energy every time you swing. So very powerful, and you're able to awaken above 4, so kind of mid-range defensive. And I decided to do a Fasha's crew is what I call this one. And just the idea is it could be kind of aggressive with these crit targets. So the new Fasha Ape, you just evolve for 1 blue, and it's a 20k crit, which is pretty good, especially since you can play it turn 1. And then from there, there's some other stuff with it. So you're able to, like, you want to go second with this deck because you're able to, like, charge a Fasha, EX evolve on top of it. I'm also going to assume that, unlike the Force Ejection, Mass Saiyan, this checks the energy when you play it. If that's not true, then this deck doesn't work out as good. But if it does check when you play this card, if you have less energy than your opponent, add the top card to your deck to your energy in rest mode. So you can just do that and then go for it. You also don't, like, assumedly you don't have to charge at the beginning of the turn either. So if there's a situation where, like, you're kind of tied anyways, but you don't want to, like, lose the energy that you have to do, then you can just kind of play it for 1. So I don't know, whatever. So you play this guy on turn 1, and then you're able to swing 20k crit if you're going second. And then turn 2, what you're able to do is just play this Burnished Bonds Fasha, which you can play for 2 energy as long as you have a Bardock's crew in your drop area. And then you have on turn 2 a 15k swing, and then you have a 20k swing, and then you can send this to your drop area, and then put this back in active mode, so you have another 20k crit swing. So it's like 3 crit swings, which is a lot of pressure in general. But you also don't have to take cards out of your life to do it. Normally when that kind of happens, you have to, like, lose resources in hand or lose resources in your life, and this doesn't really do either of that, so that's kind of good in my mind. And then you just kind of go from there with your good cards. Turn 3, you want to play Unison, and then turn 4, you play something like a Boony and just really go off from there. But so that's like the basic game plan. I think it's not too bad, and has some fun with it. Some other cards we have in the deck, we have 4 Bardocks, both of them. This is just like a good mid-range like play, because you're able to play this 20k blocker that has double strike, and then you get to draw a card and you get an untap, or you get, like, to get a card from your energy, or from the top of your deck into your energy, to replace the card you used, which is good. And then it's blocker, which is fine, which because you untap him at the end of the turn anyways. This is the Bardock I chose for this because he has a rival for 1 blue, and as long as you have an energy, like a Bardock's crew on your board, you can just ignore the energy exhaust, which is nice. You don't get the other thing because it's not a Bardock's crew leader, but you're able to just use Zamasu and then play this guy for free, and then some 19k blocker, which is nice, right? So you're able to stop, like, 3 swings because you super combo over 1 swing, you rest something, and then you play a blocker, which means that you have another blocker for, like, you can stop another attack if you need to. So I think that's all pretty good. A Boony because we're good. We're playing Trunks because we're also good. This just stops your opponent from doing fun things. For our Unisons, I probably would switch it more to 4 Baby and 2 Gogeta, but just because this one helps us out later game and just makes us, like, have, like, a win condition with the Golden Ape. I'd probably also bump this guy up to 3. But yeah, just being able to, you know, get some card advantage with this guy and just have, like, 5 counters on and scare your opponent. They can always do this. This one's fine, and it's good at, like, you know, exposing, like, your opponent. Like, 20k dual attack on a Unison is really, really good, because, like, also your opponent has to do stuff to get rid of this guy, and that might be harder. Like, they have to, like, combo over it or something like that and just sink in attack. So this card I think is good as well. You could maybe just leave the 3-3 split, but Definitely like both these cards for its own merits. Baby just being able to play this, you can even just hard cast this for 5 and you're probably still winning because you can untap 2 with your leader. And this just being able to do a counter is really, really good in this game. So, and then you also get to play a triple strike and pop a card and draw a card, so this card's good. Bump this up to 3 probably. And then the Baby SCR, because we're good at this game and pulling cards as well, because this just like buys us another turn for no cost, essentially. Like you have to discard a card from your hand. What a shallow thing to do. And it stays on the board too, so you have like this big 40k swinger next turn too. It's just broken. It's a good card. And that's all for these cards. And we'll go over to the next build. So chat really wanted me to make a Vegito build, and I think this deck's really good, honestly. This leader's really, really good anyways. There's a lot of good blue Saiyans, but this is obviously one of the best ones right now. It's just because you're able to awaken on turn 1 essentially with this and not lose any advantage for doing so. So we're running 4 Dr. Rhoda and 2 Oob. You just want to get one of these turn 1 and you just plop it down, and your opponent has to swing to gain their card advantage with their leader, and then you block, and then you untap a card with Rhoda, and then you get to draw 2, and then you have a 15k leader with 8 life that still gets to draw cards every turn, which is good. It's just good. It's really defensive, makes it like a more grindy for your opponent to do things, and more offensive for you because you're swinging with 15k every turn. And so we're still running the Fasha, but not as hard as we did last time. We're just running 4 of the 1-drop and 4 of the Ape. We're also running Tora, so 4 of this guy and 4 of this guy. This one's good for like untapping our battle cards, which is kind of nice. And then this Tora Great Ape Assault. You EX evolve for 2 blue on a Tora, and then at the end of your turn, you switch this card to active mode, which all these like this leader is really good with blocker, just because you're able to gain like untap an energy and also draw a card whenever you use blocker. So I think that's pretty good. I don't think this Tora, I don't know, maybe I'll take this guy out. I don't think I've ever used him when I played both games with this deck. It seems kind of good, but I don't know, it's kind of hard to pull off. Like paying 2 energy and then also losing a card from your energy seems kind of rough. But also, we don't like really, after turn 4, we don't have anything else we have our energy for. But if you don't like this, you can maybe just put in like a, I don't know, like maybe a Boonie or something, right? That could be fine. But we're still playing the Bardock, arrival package with this and Zamasu. I think Zamasu is just the right call because we're getting so much card advantage anyways from this leader. Baby, because we're still good. Dimension Magic Bean. And then for our unisons, we decided to run Janemba just because it's has some crit pressure with it. And this card, I couldn't find like a good unison for it. There's also like the starter deck unison or like the 3-drop Vegito, because we have a bunch of apes and then we can like kind of prevent damage. But I also found like we don't really, since this deck like awakens so early, we kind of want to get pinged every once in a while, right? It's hard, like I don't feel like there's ever a time where like the effect where you have to pop a unison or Saiyan to start doing damage was really, really good. I mean, it just kind of guarantees that your opponent's going to pop one of your cards so they can do their plays. But I don't know. I didn't think it was amazing. But I think there is some cheese for it as well. So you can definitely run those cards. But I just like this one because it has crit pressure. And then, crit triple strike is always alluring because this card can give triple strike by paying 2 blue in the active battle phase. And then also, this card just gains so much value just for plopping it down in turn 4. Being able to just dual attack blocker is already good. And then you get to either draw 2 cards. You can go +2, or you can make your opponent go -2. So both those are fine. And that's why I ran this card. But I think this one's more standard of a list. And maybe I'd say like first things, make sure you want to play Tora, see if this is a good addition. If not, you can put some more like support cards in it. And maybe, I don't know, maybe change to the unisons that if you have blue Saiyans in rest mode, you can't get hit. But that's these lists. Let me know what you guys think about it. Like if you want to see a Bardock's, and let's go into the gameplay. All right, so we've got my game against Mad Max using the, I guess, OG Golden Frieza with the Lemon Lime package versus me with my Fasha's crew. So I've got, I think, a good hand in the sense where I've got a Fasha. The 1-drop Fasha, I think, is my best play turn 1. And also my 3-drop unison, which is good. I believe I go first. I think that's what I do. And so going first, I charge the other 1-drop Fasha, play the 1-drop, look at top 5, find the Ape Fasha, which is nice, and then I'm able to just shuffle my deck and end my turn. Him going first, he plays Frieza Call, using that to get the 2-drop Frieza, and he's able to pop that to draw 1, untap 1, and then also take 1 from life, and then also play the 1-drop Frieza from hand, so he takes another life with that. I believe he swings with both his leader and his... Yeah, he swings with the 1-drop. I'll just take the 1, which is fine by me. Get another Fasha, and then he swings with the other one, and I get another Fasha. So definitely Fasha's crew on this one. And I top deck the secret rare. Very good for me. So I charge the Bardock just because I can right now, because I have a Bardock's crew out. And so I think I made a mistake. Yeah. So I decided that it was actually probably better to, actually use my energy. So I just evolve there onto there, swing there with a 20k crit, which is fine. 20k crit, I believe, just takes it. Yep. And then I swing onto there. I have to combo a Fasha just because I need to have a Bardock's crew in my drop area to have 2 energy. Or make the 3-drop energy, 3-drop at 2 energy, and he saves it, which was really weird to me. So discarding 2 cards, and then I just say, okay, cool, I'll tap out, play this, and then it's a 15k crit. And then I believe I decided to swing into, the leader, but he does time magic. He has 5 cards in his drop area because of the comboing 2, and then he uses time magic on my Fasha, so the 8 Fasha, so I can't untap it with the 2-drop, and that's my turn. So really, I think well played on my opponent's side. Plays another Frieza's army. He's able to get, let's see, the Zarbon, but I only have 4 cards in hand, which means he can't do anything about it. He should have probably swung on my leader and then played it with the 1-drop Frieza, because then I'd have to discard a card. But that didn't happen, so he pops it, untaps 1, awakens, draws 2, swings with the 1-drop into there. I'll just take it for free. I don't have any reason not to. But I was definitely thinking of using Zamasu on his leader, but I decided not to. So I take my 1, get another Fasha. My goodness, lots of Fashas tonight. And then swings on my Ape. I'll say that's okay. And I believe he combos up to, the big boy Ape. So I don't really have anything to do with that. He also comboed another for I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why he overcomboed that. But that lives, and then he gets to untap 2, draw 1 with leader effect, swings Ape into my other Fasha, and that's just dies. That's how it works. And he combos up to 25 and it dies. So I feel like he's over-comboing a little bit. I'm not sure why he's doing that. Maybe he's trying to get Overwhelm or something. But I just charge a bean, play my Ape, or my baby, draw 1, and then I'm able to awaken, draw 2, and then I'm able to swing. Oh yeah, I drew 3 unisons on the top of my deck. Like, that was like the worst draws. So I'm able to untap 2 though, draw 1, and I'm able to finally get my my counterplay. I play Fasha for 1. Look at top 5. I'm able to get, I believe I get the Bardock. Yeah, I get the Bardock. And I made a mistake. I should have just ended my turn, but I didn't. So I swung in there, and then he was able to combo out a Bardock. Like, as soon as I swung, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do that in case he has a Bardock Ape in hand. And that's exactly what he had. So that kind of sucked. He rests my 1-drop Fasha, which means he's able to swing into that as well. And that was the turn there. So for 1, he plays Chilai, which is pretty good. Able to draw 1, and then also he can rotate it out later. Also, he can get, for 2 energy, he pretty much gets like free stuff. So he swings Bardock Unison into my Unison, and I just hard cast Hatch Yak. I want my stuff going, and that also means I have some pressure next turn with a +5 baby Unison. So he uses he pops the Chilai, plays another one. I don't know. I'm not sure why he didn't pop the Zarbon, but I'm thinking he did that so he could just like get the 1, but or just get like the blocker effect for it. So I'm at 5 life, which is pretty good. Charge the Unison in my hand, and so I've got some plays in mind. So I swing, I think, first with Fasha into his leader because I want to be able to use my Zamasu to get rid of his blocker, and then also I believe after thinking for a minute I play the Bardock Arrival as well, so I'm able to get that out. Big 19k. And so I think he does super combo. He's only at 3 life, which is not a lot. And then after that, I just swing my big boy into it, and goes from there. Yeah. So he didn't have like a response to what I was doing, and I thought like he'd play like Nimbus or something, but he didn't. And so he just takes the 1. He's down to 2. Swinging with my baby Unison, which is only 15k, but it does have the 5 counters. So he does combo off the Chilai for that. I send that to my drop area, and then I'm adding counter because I use the -5 effect. He thought I was swinging, but I was just trying to add counters with untap. So my bad. But I do see he has that. But this is the play I was going to do anyways. I'm so bad at adding counters, as you can probably tell. So I do swing there. He do the that, and I don't remember if he drops anything for. I do ask him if he drops anything for Nimbus. He did think for a long time, but I think he eventually does. I think he does eventually do something for Nimbus, which means I only get one more battle. So yeah. So he does drop Frieza's Call. I ended up EX evolving from energy, so I get to draw one, which is such a good top deck. That baby ape, very good for me. And so I just swing 20k into there, and I just make it 20k for that. And I think he has to combo out of it, obviously, because otherwise he loses. But I just keep it at 20k because I don't have a lot of cards in hand. And he super combos out, so I didn't really do anything. So I decided to just clean up the board because I can pretty much live this. I've got 2 counterplays in hand and Dimension Magic. So I do that. And then I also swing into his Zarbomb because I only have 4 cards in hand. So I don't discard anything if it dies. And that's the end of the turn. And so also, because of my Baby Unison, I can still play counterplays from my hand for free as long as I discard a card from my hand. And also I get to top deck an energy because of the EX Evolve at Bardock. So he charges that Broly Unison, which to me means he has another one in hand, which is 100% true. So he plays it, gets some tokens on it, and then also he's able to go +2, making me choose to discard a card. So I decided to choose the counterplay Trunks in my hand and pop the Fasha. Then on that, he uses surprise attack Frieza. So I play Golden Ape on counterplay to pop it, and then also, so the Frieza is supposed to go to the bottom of his deck, and then I'm able to pop the Ape and then also draw a card. So all that stuff's pretty good, and then he just decides that it's game over because he's got all this stuff in his hand, and that's pretty much that game. And so going to game 2, this is with the Vegito, blue Star Deck Vegito, and playing against Govna, definitely a veteran of the stream. So happy to play against him. And I was super mad because he kept saying that I should play the Vegito leader, and then he plays me with the Bardock leader, even though I want to make this list, but. And then you will see he counters me with the deck too, which is super fun of him. But we've got the Fasha. We got the turn 1 play to play into our boy Dr. Rhoda. So we do that. He plays Planet Vegeta, and look what he finds. He goes and finds the 1-drop Borgos, which means I can't play Dimension Magic at full strength anymore, which is super fun. But he just does that, swings. Rhoda. I'm able to draw 2 and then untap 1. Oh, I don't know why that happened. Okay, I was looking at something in my deck. So anyways, I draw 2, untap 1, and then go from there. Turn 2, charge a Tora. I guess I just play the Unison, right? No. I do EX Evolve, and then using the effect, I'm able to untap 1, or put 1 from the bottom, from the top of my deck to my energy, my goodness, and then swing a 20k crit into his leader, which is kind of good. And that's what happens there. And then after that, I swing leader there, 15k into his leader, draw a card. And then I think I just play a Dr. Rhoda and then end the turn. Just so, I can have that freedom to do this. Yeah. So I get like a guaranteed untap 1, draw 1 next turn as well. And goes from there. So he charges, I believe that's Borgos Ape, Shugesh Ape. So he pays 3, plays the Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta Unison. Very good for this deck, I think. And then he tosses 1 from hand to get it at 4. Swings leader on my leader, and Bardock only gets card draw when he swings on a leader, but he does get +5k when he does it, so it kind of evens out. Get another Babidi Unison to my hand, swings the 20k to my hand, and I just kind of decide, you know what, I want that guaranteed draw. And I know that if he wanted to use a -1, he could do that and make me just go minus in hand. So it was fine with me dying. And then he swings 1 more time on my leader. And I've got 7 life, so I'm super fine taking 1 card as well. And we just kind of go from there. So we've got Rhoda set up for next turn. So I can be kind of greedy right now because I know I can get an untap 1, draw 1 next turn. And what do I do? So I think I just decided to charge a Bardock Ape. Yeah, not the Ape, but that one. And then using 2 energy, I use the Unison. And so I give it crit and then swing on there. So 15k crit going there. decides to use Dimension Magic, which he does, I think, exactly 5 cards in life, so he's able to get that Awaken. And then I swing on leader, draw 1 more card, and then go from there. I think Borgos is only your opponent, right? I don't think he can get Borgos by himself. I'd have to look at that, but I don't think that's the case. I just thought of that playing it. But we've got he's swinging into my Unison. I just decide to take the draw 1 and untap 2 because of Rhoda. He's swinging in there because he wants me to get 2 or less, just so he can make sure that he can play something from his he doesn't get counterplayed, even though I don't have it in my hand. So he's playing 2 of these guys. So this guy just lets you, for 1 energy, look at top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 in your hand, put the other one on the bottom. At the end of your turn, you untap an energy. So they're technically free searches, but they take energy. But he, for 3, decides to put another, he puts the Shugesh one, which is a blocker, which he just swings into my Unison. I just take the 1 as well. Also, he does have a blue a blue Saiyan in rest mode now. So now I can't deal damage unless I destroy either the Ape or the Gogeta Unison. But he awakens, and then he swings onto my leader, which means he gets to draw 1 and also take 1 card from... it's plus 5k, so it's a 20k swing on my leader. And then for 1, he just hard casts this Trunks and swings into it. And just so he has like another Saiyan in rest mode, I believe. Probably just safety there. And then he also plays this Gogeta, which is just a big dual attack 25k, so he gets rid of my Unison, and then he gets rid he swings at me 1 more time, so I take another life. But I'm still just down to 4, and we look at, even though he has a board, I've got so many cards in hand, but I also know he probably has a Vegeta counterplay to do, disrupt whatever I do. So I decide to put energy at Tora, probably, because I've got 3 in hand. Yep. Look at me go. So I charge that, and then we swing there just to get rid of it, but he uses Flying Nimbus, which I wasn't expecting at all. But Nimbus happens, so I can only swing with battle cards 1 more time, and then I can do Unison card swings whenever I want. But then I play this Bardock, and then we get this big ruling thing, and the assumption is just that the Bardock goes back into my hand, but what happens to the Bardock that I use to EX Evolve in energy? The conclusion that we reached is that it stays in energy, and I believe that's right, talking to judges after the fact. So there I am just snipping in there real quick, but we talked about it for a while, but we snipped it out. And so I just play the 1-drop Fasha, look at top a couple cards from my deck, add another Fasha to my hand, and then I swing 5k into there, and he beans it. Who does this? He beans this Trunks so it lives. I was totally... Who does that? For real. And so it just lives, and then I end my turn. I don't have a lot on board at the moment, but I am able to use Zamasu with my Bardock to... which I do, so I'm able to use Zamasu to make it sure he doesn't get a swing and draw with his leader, and then for 1 blue I play the Bardock, which is super good at making sure, like if he ever swings with his Gogeta Unison, I can just easily block it and then also get the free cycle with it as well. And then I think I just decide that I'll take the 1 for it. No, so I take that, so I combo 2 cards, but I use that Tora to get my Fasha back in active mode, so I can swing with it again next turn on his Trunks, which I felt like was more important. Maybe it wasn't, but he swings with Trunks just to put in rest mode, so he has another Saiyan, another blue Saiyan in rest mode, and then end of turn he uses Planet Vegeta to retap his Shugesh. All right, so turn 5 coming up, and I still think I'm doing good. I finally pulled my first counterplay Trunks because I was waiting for that for a while, and going into it, I believe I'm able to. I just swing his Fasha into his Trunks, which is really good, and then I just play my Janemba, using that to use the plus 1 to have a crit. He goes into there, and I think I combo up for it just because I want to get rid of that Ape as well, so I can start doing damage to him again. Yep. Swing into leader, and I draw 1, and I don't remember if he does anything. Yeah, he just takes the 1, so I then do EX Evolve on my Bardock again. Swing there. I think he just takes the 1 life. No, he Dimension Magic, so he can just do that for free. And then at the end of the turn, I totally forgot to take the Bardock out of my energy, so I have to fix that. So end of turn, restand, and then top deck, play another, Fasha. So there we go. The end of turn. Still looking really good, though, because we've got our blockers, and we've got so much card advantage. And so he just swings in and he rests that. And so I should have blocked with it, but we're fine because guess what? We can secretly restand it. That's all I do though. I just restand. I don't combo out, but I get to draw one, which was another Tora. And then this just means I get a free block on his Unison as well. And he also, yeah, so he's swinging first on there, and then he's swinging again on there. So I block it with my ape, so I get an untap one, draw one, and I still have 2 counters on my on my Unison. So he decides to use the -1 on the Gogeta to return the 1-drop to my hand, and he's able to play for free his 3-drop Fasha, which makes a lot of sense because it means that even if I do have the counterplay, he can just hardcast for 2 the Fasha again. So he's playing kind of around that. So there, he goes there, plays that. That's fine. He tries to swing in on my Unison, but I decide to go Dimension Magic, which is crazy. And I don't get the untap because Shugesh is there, and I don't want to, lose life or energy. So I just leave that there, and I think he just passes for. No, he swings on with Borgos, just so he has like another Saiyan in rest mode. So I have to get rid of both these guys if I want to win the game. All right, going into turn 6, just swing into there, draw 1. I don't think he blocks it. That's fine. Yeah, goes away. Swing there. He goes away, and then I use 4 for my Gotenks, swing into his leader, and then give it +1 and do it. Yeah, untap 1, and then just have it make it 25k. So he needs to have like a super combo and something else, and then I just do the same thing and swing, and I win. So there we go. I could have given it triple strike, but I was worried that he'd cheese me out with something, so that's why I didn't shotgun my hand, because he still had that Gogeta. So if you play, this is like the new card from the set, we can play what I was saying for free. That's why, and I also didn't draw 2 cards because if he did have that cheese, I wanted to get rid of it, be able to get rid of it without using energy. So I decided that I could that's why I did that. So, and that's really the game that we have here. And for both decks. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of these decks. Let me know if you want a Bardock leader of Bardock's crew by leaving a like, and that'll be it. So thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you all next time.